So who's doing this? When is this happening?
This is our Devar Torah. And the children and I are doing it.
All right.
This is going to be fun. Think Mel Brooks meets Parshat Balak.
Okay. That'll be interesting. You always come up with something
Oh,
good.
yeah.
There's Bobby. So, can you remove that for right now?
It just happened to be what I've done.
So what? Oh, you're going to give us the.
So we'll be starting with candle blessings as per usual on page 2.
Well, what is our opening song? Yiddi Nefesh?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what time it is.
2 minutes.
Do we go live? What's up, Cindy? What's up? Can you hear me? Yeah.
Hello. Hey, Joe, am I on? Joe? Short count test of the 1MC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 test complete. Everybody here? Check. Good.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Thank you. It's our producer.
The producers.
Is that working, Michael? Talk to Joe. Is he supposed to be in?
And thank you for our, what do they call it? In TV production, key grip, best grip,
Yeah.
get a grip,
Get a grip.
best man. I don't know.
Oh, here comes Carly.
There's Carly. Okay. Good evening and Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Temple Anshe Chesed, to those in the Kehillat tonight, as well as those who are joining us online. Rabbi's on vacation, so what do you get? You get the summer substitutes. We can do this stuff. Tonight we are going to be doing some special things. We're going to be having some Torah theater, Tanakh theater tonight. You may recall that the last time Lillian Vidmar McEwen and, hello Yehuda, and Yehuda Vidmar McEwen were in town, we had a little Tanakh theater. Well, guess what? They're back. So this will be fun. I'd like to start out tonight with the opening song, Yedid Nefesh, on page 10 before we do our candle blessing. Page 10.
Yedi nefesh av harachamav, Yedi nefesh av harachamav, Mordechai levcha, El retzonecha, Yarutz avdecha,
I now call to the bima my wife, Amy, and Lillian Vidmar McEwen to light the candles. Lillian?
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we be our lives give light to all those who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
They call her Lillian the Torch.
Do you want me to sing Baruch? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat.
There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do, not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we care nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace.
We continue on page 12 with Lechuna Ranana.
Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Ladonai. Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Ladonai. Naria, Naria, Lesur Yishenu, Nikad Mabanav. Maria, Maria, letsur yishenu, nekad mavan verda. Naranana, lechuna ranana, lechuna ranana, ladona. Lechuna ranana, lechuna ranana, lechuna ranana, Adonai.
We continue on page 20 with Lecha Dodi.
Verses.
Verses 1, 2, and 9. Thank you.
Lecha, lecha, dodi, likrat, kala, penei, Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha, lecha, dodi, likrat, kala, penei, Shabbat, nekabela, la, lecha, dodi, likrat, kala, penei, Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha, dodi, likrat, kala, penei, Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Hishmianu el hamnuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shem tiferet v'liti la 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 lecha dodi. Likrat kala. Penei, Shabbat nekabela. Lecha, dodi, likrat, kala. Penei, Shabbat nekabela. Likrat, Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha. Ki hi mekor ha-baracha. Merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'chach Shabbat techila la 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 lecha dodi. Likrat, kala. Penei, Shabbat nekabela. Lecha, dodi, likrat, kala. Penei, Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom al teret bala. Gam b'shincha u'v'tzahala. Tochem u'neyam segula. Boi kala, la 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 Likrat kala. Penei, Shabbat nekabela. Lecha, dodi, likrat, kala. Penei, Shabbat nekabela.
Please be seated. Now, going from that imagery, of Shabbat being the Sabbath bride, we start to take it down a little bit of a notch. And Lillian can tell us right away, what was it like in Jerusalem a couple of weeks ago when Shabbat fell? Was it quiet? No. Was it quieter than usual? Yes, a lot. When Amy and I were there in January of 1980, when their father was still in utero, we remember when we were there and all of a sudden the city just came quiet. And so with that, we're going to do Shalom Aleichem, page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeidchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We continue with the Hatzi Kaddish on page 26. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadosh shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Yoma divrachute v'yamlik malchute
B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei kol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, ubizman kariv, v'maru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam olam me'amaya, yitbarach.
Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yipar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudashav
Brechu.
Leila min kol barakata v'shirata
Tushbechata v'nechemata, Da'amiran b'yalma, v'maru, amen.
Please remain standing for the Baruch Hu on page 28. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Vayed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Vayed. Now l'shevet, let's be seated. We continue with the Ma'ariv Aravim on page 30 together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'dvaro Ma'ariv Aravim, b'chokma poteach sha'arim, uvitvunan shenei itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakokvavim, b'mishmerotechem barkia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'hoshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uvein layla, Adonai Tzebaot Shemo, El Chai v'kayam tamid yamloch aleinu le'olam vayed, Baruch atah Adonai
HaMa'ariv Aravim.
Together in English at the top of page 31. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai HaMa'ariv Aravim.
One of the most meaningful experiences I ever had was when I was leading Shabbat services aboard USS Saratoga, just as the sun was setting. Please rise for the Shema. Page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Le'olam Vayed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Le'olam Vayed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. Yehuda? We will continue with the Ve'ahavta on page 36. Ve'ahavta
et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavecha, ub'chol nafshecha, ub'chol me'odecha, v'hayu ha'dvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shiftecha b'veitecha, u'leftecha b'derech, u'shachtecha u'kumecha, u'shartam le'od ayadecha, v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'visharecha, Leman tisaru, vasitem et kol mitzvotai, vitem kedoshim Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
Go ahead and read it. You.
Okay. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Blind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments, and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out to the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai, your God.
Adonai
Adonai
Elohechem
Elohechem
emet.
emet.
Page 38. Emet v'emunah kol zot v'kayam aleinu ki hu Adonai Eloheinu v'en zulato v'anachnu Yisrael amo. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there, except by joining hands and marching together. Michamoka on page 40.
Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Nora tehilot, o seifele, Nora tehilot, O seifele Adonai yimlo le'olam vayed. Malachutecha ra'u banecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe ze'eli anu v'yamaru Ze'eli Anuvi Amaru Adonai Yim Lok Leolam Vayed Mi Kamocha Ba'elim Adonai Mi Kamocha Nedar Bar Kodesh Mi Kamocha Nedar Mi Kamocha Nedar Bar Kodesh Nora Tehilot Vele Tehilot Vele Adonai Yimloch Leolam Vayed.
Yaman. Page 42. Hashkivino Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlemecha v'takenu v'etza tova milfanecha, v'hoshienu l'ma'an smecha. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter for the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu v'akol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim.
We continue on page 44. Yismachu is usually done as part of Shacharit liturgy, but we're actually, in the Reform movement, we have it as an alternative for this evening. And guess what? We're going to do it.
Ooh.
Page 44.
Yishmechu v'malachutecha. Up. Go show her, Dennis.
Oh, you don't.
Yishmechu v'malachutecha. Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, Oneg Shabbat, Yismechu
v'malachutecha,
Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, Oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei, Mekadeshei Shevi Shabbat, Kulam Yismehu, V'yitangu Tuveka Shabbat, Yismechu V'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat, V'korei, Oneg Shabbat, Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat, V'korei, Oneg Shabbat, V'hashvi'i ratzita bo, v'kadashto Shabbat, Chemdad Yamim, Otorata Shabbat, Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat, V'korei, Oneg Shabbat, Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat, V'korei, Oneg Shabbat. It's okay.
It's okay. The people of Israel keep the Sabbath. We call it a delight. And why do we do it? Ask Tevye, he'll tell you. Tradition. Tradition. A very, very long tradition. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. Please rise for Tefillah, page 46. Adonai sefatai tifta uvia
Techa. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu b'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasei Avot B'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Laman Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Umagei, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham,
Ezrat Sarah,
Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh Kol HaTavrav Le'Yoshia,
Mori Ata,
Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayeh Emunato, Vishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umasmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atal hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'simcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom yehalalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
please be seated. We continue the Amida silently. Together in the middle of page 57. You are with us in our prayer,
our love, and our doubt,
in our
and longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answers to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odecha levadecha b'yirah na'avot.
Page 58. Modim anaknu lach sha'ato Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu li'olam va'ed. Sur chayenu magen yishenu atahu lador vador. O God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lahadot. We continue with Shalom Rav on 60.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon L'chol ha-shalom, ki atahu melech Adon, L'chol ha-shalom, shalom rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. Tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol eit ubechol sha'ah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of its peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul. And may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah
Adonai,
hamavarech et amo Yisrael. At the top of page 62, we have the Elohai Nitzor, which is something that is a recent addition to the Amida. Okay, it was put in there during times of persecution when our physical lives were endangered. This was in medieval times. And so it was put in there for a reason. You know, okay, we're under attack, but we also need to understand that we ourselves sometimes do things not thinking about it, and sometimes even with thinking about it, doing things that we'd prefer or we shouldn't do. Elohai netzor l'shani me'ra'u sefatai medaber mirma, v'lim kalalai nafshi tidom, v'nafshi ke'afar l'kol tiyeh. Together, middle of 62, my God. My God,
guard my speech from evil and my lips from deception. Before those who slander me, I will hold my tongue. I will practice humility. Open my heart to your Torah, that I may pursue your mitzvot As for all who think evil of me, cancel their designs and frustrate their schemes. Act for your own sake, for the sake of your power, for the sake of your holiness, for the sake of your Torah, so that your loved ones may be rescued. Save with your power and answer me.
Va'eneni, answer me.
O say shalom b'marav. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. Ve'imaru. Amen. Yahaseh shalom. Yahaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael.
We continue with the Mishaberach on page 253. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill within our congregational family. Tonight we ask for God's healing and comfort for Steve Tottleben, Jay Kaler, John Myers, Diane Levy, Arlene Sendelstein, Sidney Scrimenti, Martha Snyder, Barbara Gage, Paula Bennett, Dave Lipsitz, Walter Horner, Suzanne Winterberger, Evelyn Carpenter, and Sandra French. And if you have a name you would like to add for those following us on Zoom and YouTube, please enter the name in the chat box. And for those present in the Kehillah tonight, if you wish to add a name, please say the name as my eyes meet yours. Lyle Jackson, Stephen Brofman.
Linda Katsaros, Thomas Kostinas.
May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health, to be restored in their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say amen.
Amen. Mi sheberach avoteinu mikor habracha laimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mikor habracha liavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Okay. It was approximately 6 years ago, seems like yesterday, when we had our first edition of Tanakh Theater. Grandson Ben, now having completed his first year at Ohio State University. Where did it all go? 6'4.5", and skinny as a beanpole. Where did it all come from? Certainly not from me or my wife, but that's okay. Oh, okay. Use the other microphone. Better? Oh. So we had 6 years ago, or 7, whatever it was, when Benjamin scared the living heck out of Bernice Fox with a green snake on a pole. And Bernice went, she nearly platzed. I thought I'd have to work that night. A, B, C, airway, breathing, circulation, all that stuff. Well, she survived, and here we are, all these years later, with the same parsha, Chukat, and it's a double portion, Chukat and Balak. So, because we didn't get it right the first time, we're going to do it tonight, differently. Balak, talking animals, and we have our younger members of our Kehilat who will be helping me tonight. So, Parshat Balak. It refers to Balak, king of Moab, and it's found in, Bamidbar, chapter 22. Balak, the king of Moab, summons the prophet Balaam to curse the Israelites. On the way, Balaam is berated by his donkey, who sees before Balaam actually does that the angel of God has been sent to block his way. 3 times from 3 different vantage points, overlooking the encampment of the Israelites, he was asked to curse the Jewish people. But each time, blessings ensued instead. So, was all this business involving talking animals, seeing angels with swords, directly talking to God, was it reality, or was it something else? Okay, what would Sigmund Freud say? For those of you out there that work in the caring professions, folks like Edie, Carly, myself, this brings a whole new different significance. So, time for Tanakh Theater. Yamo. Come on. That'd be you guys. Okay, now, do you have your microphone? They're going to project. Okay, so fine. They are trained thespians. That means they know how to act. Can't imagine where they got that from. Anyway, so time for Tanakh Theater. Time to get in your coat. That's right. Although Balaam didn't have a kippah, you wouldn't think. But this is okay. So, time for Tanakh Theater. We have our characters. We have Yehuda Vidmar McEwen playing Balaam, professional soothsayer and all-around prophet for hire. His business card reads, "Have purses, will travel. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap." Yeah! AC/DC. That's the reference. Lillian Vidmar McEwen plays Leah Avital Harofa, a clinical psychologist. And yours truly plays the donkey. Hey, it's a job. Somebody's got to do it. Okay, so we will start.
Boker Tov Adon Balaam Makareh. Boker Tov Adon Balaam Makareh.
Boker Or, Rofalea, Ani Lo Mitzliach Hayom. I'm not doing well today at all.
So what brings you here to see me today?
A donkey. And boy, it's a tough ride. Boy, every joint hurts. Oi, the traffic was horrible, and you can't even imagine the smells of all those donkeys.
No, you know what I mean. Why did you make an appointment with me to see me, a clinical psychologist?
Oh yes, of course. Doctor, I need help. God talks to me. My donkey talks to me. An angel of God talked to me. I'm afraid that I'm seeing things. I also say words that I don't understand, sounding kind of like a menu from a kosher Indian restaurant.
Very interesting. To better help you and do my best analysis of your situation, I need to know a bit more about you. What is your occupation?
I'm a doctorate-level soothsayer, professional curser. My degree is from CWRU, curses when really useful university. I make bad things happen to my cursees, and if I don't say so myself, I'm pretty good at it. It's always good to be the curser rather than the cursee.
So, before you entered the cursing profession, what did you do?
My undergraduate work was in preliminary studies to become a cursor. I was a precursor. My current situation is unemployed. I was fired by my former employee Balak, the king of Moab. He fired me because I violated the terms of his contract with me against the Jewish people.
A contract with Balak?
Yes, my contract. Balak put out a contract on the Jewish people. He hired me to curse them so that they would be destroyed. They had just defeated the two mighty nations, and Balak was afraid that his kingdom would be next.
So you couldn't deliver on this contract on the Jewish people?
Yes, I just couldn't do it.
How do you feel about that?
It's complicated. Balak's flunkies wanted me to hire me to curse the Jewish people. So fine, a shekel's a shekel. However, first God tells me in a dream not to work for that mamzer Balak. The next day, the flunkies come back and offer me more money. God changed his mind and says that it's okay to do so, under one condition.
Which was what?
God told me only to say the words that he would tell me to say. God wanted me to be his mouthpiece, so I said, fine, I'll go. The gig pays well, so what the heck? So the next day, I went to Moab on my donkey. However, the donkey stopped dead in her tracks, and I even beat her with a stick until still she would not go forward. Doc, this is where it gets scary.
Please do continue.
Doc, I'm not making this up. The donkey talked to me. This is what she said.
Oh, what the heck? I've been your faithful and loyal transportation for years. I don't appreciate getting beaten because I told you there was an angel in the road and a flaming sword blocking the path. I wanted to protect you, my loyal master.
After shaking my head, I then actually saw the angel. Pretty scary. That flaming sword, the angel gave me a gentle reminder that my deal with God was to only say what God tells me to say. I can take the hint.
Very interesting.
The next day, Balak's flunkies took me to the high place, made many sacrifices, and even gave me cans of Moabite Red Bull to get me ready to curse the Jewish people. But I just couldn't disobey God. I could not say anything bad about the Jewish people. The next day, they took me to an even higher place and offered me even more stuff, but I just couldn't disobey God. On the third day, they took me to the best cursing spot in Moab with a great view of the Jewish encampment. They offered me everything, trips to Vegas, stock options, gobs of cash. Balak would have been even more generous for me for saying bad things about than Rupert Murdoch has been to Sean Hannity.
Now that's really saying something.
So that final day, I was deliberating as to whether curse the Jews and get paid gobs of stuff or risk the wrath of God. I just couldn't curse the Jewish people. But before making my final decision, I need to ponder my situation out loud. To curse or not to curse, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler is the mind to suffer, the slings and arrows of God, or to take riches and risk a sea of sorrows, and by opposing God to end them, to die to sleep.
That last bit has a nice ring to it. Meanwhile, I have analyzed your situation, Mr. Blom. You are not seeing things. You really did not want to curse the Jewish people. They were clearly undeserving of it. Your ego is filled with insatiable greed, so you initially wanted to accept these things. However, your superego recognized that the right thing to do was to not accept them and do the right thing and not curse the Jewish people. Your mind created the talking donkey and the angel with the flaming sword as ways for you to more easily accept that the morals and ethics of God were preferable to getting gobs of money.
Geez, Doc, that makes sense. But how does that answer the business about me speaking words sounding like I was ordering from at a kosher Indian restaurant?
What do you mean, like ordering from a kosher Indian restaurant?
Yeah, I almost forgot. On the final day, God made me say the words, Ma tofu ohal lecha samosa chana masala Yisrael.
Ta-dum. Mel Brooks meets Balak. So I've looked at many midrashim on the subject, ranging from Orthodox to conservative to Reform to whatever. And honest to Pete, I didn't find any interpretation like that in there, so what can you say? Thoroughly unique. So to our players, we say, thank you. Toda rabah. Okay, our service continues on page 282. 282, middle of page 282.
Theolenu, please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach le'adon ha'kol, l'tein gdula liotzer b'reishit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'ratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gora leinu k'chol amonam, v'anachnu korim, v'shavim v'morim, l'fnei melech, malachei ha'malachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Shehu notei shamayim le'yosed haaretz, u'moshav yakaro b'shamayim lima'o, u'shkinatu zo, v'go ve'leromim, u'Eloheinu eino, emet malkeinu epesulato, kakatu l'torato, Yidata hayom v'hashevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, v'shamayim ima'o, v'yol haaretz, v'itachat ein od.
Alkein ekaveh l'ka Adonai Eloheinu l'rot mehirah v'tifer u'zakat, v'takin olam al mulchot Shaddai. Adonai our God, how soon we hope to behold the perfection in our world, guided by a sacred covenant drawn for human and divine meeting.
V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lamelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. Middle of page 291. Ish kokavim she'oram magia artsa rak ha'asher hem atzmam uvdo va'inam. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the stars that guide us, the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We are in Shloshim for Narad Giroux, the niece of Colleen Mattis. This week we are commemorating the yard sites of Julius Michael, Jacob Schaffner, Hetty Rothschild Schwab, Bennett Davis, Ellen Emmerman, Moses Martin Auerheim, Meyer Shapiro, Moses Levy, Lillian Baker, Henry Cohen, Isaac Sillen, Irvin Friedman, George Goldberg, Harvey Shapiro, and Rose Pinsky. If there are any names to add to the yard site list online, please submit the names via the chat box, And for those in the kahila tonight, if you have any to add, please say the name when my eyes meet yours. With their memories in our hearts, let's rise for the Kaddish on page 294. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'almad Yivrach Kirutei v'yamlich Malchutei, B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dekol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agalah u'v'zman kariv v'meru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olamei almaya, Yit Barak v'yishtabach v'yit parar v'yit ramam v'yit naseh, v'yit hadar v'yit haleh v'yit halal shemei dekusha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nekemata, dam yiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'morav.
Uyaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'maru. Amen.
And may their memories be for a blessing for us all. Please be seated. Our board rep tonight is enjoying some time with his grandson at a Seawolves game. Ooh. Okay. So Craig asked me if I would do the announcements, and I said it's in my skill set. I think I can do it. There are no services tomorrow. There will be no Torah study this week because we are observing the 4th of July weekend. We wish you and your family a safe and fun-filled weekend. Announcements coming up. A really cool oneg. Please join us for an oneg on Friday, July 7th after services. We will have Italian ice and custard. Call Ellie. That's right, it's going to be good. So call Ellie, but don't forget to call me when it's ready. Okay, this is okay. Presque Isle Shabbat, Shabbat at the beach, all right. On July 14th, Bastille Day. Coincidence? You decide. We will be at Beach 11 at 6:15 p.m., followed for services, followed by dinner, hot dogs and beverage provided. Please bring a dish to share and register on our website calendar, which is now available by Shul Cloud. Chautauqua Shabbat, Friday, 28 July, Saturday, 29 July. Arrive at the Chautauqua Institute at 4:15, services at 5 with dinner to follow. Torah study there on Saturday morning at 9:15, followed by lunch. There will be no services or study at our shul that particular weekend. For info or to register, visit the calendar under Upcoming Events tab, right there on our website. New, redesigned, super-duper party pooper website. It's really cool. taherie.org. Any other announcements? Yes, Bobby.
I think there are two very exciting things that happened this week. Jan became a great-grandmother for the third child.
All right.
And Kenny Chinsky became a grandfather yesterday for a little boy.
Oh,
We do. His name is Lucas Mitchell.
Lucas Mitchell. All right. Wonderful. Okay, before we get to the wine and Motzi, let's finish up with the Doan alum. We will not have piano accompaniment for this. Oh, we do? We do? Yeah. We do? A Doan alum?
She knows it.
Okay.
Oh, don't. What page?
Okay, page 321. Adon
Olam asher malach, b'teren kol yitzir nira, leit nasa v'cheso kol, azai melech shemo nikra, v'yavre kiklot hakol, levado yimloch nora, v'hu haya v'hu hoveh, v'hu yiyeh b'tifara, v'hu
echad v'yein shein.
sheni,
V'hamshilo lechachmira,
b'li reshit, b'li tachlit,
v'lo ha'oz
v'hamishra, v'hu eli, v'gai goali, v'tzur chevli, v'yetzara, v'hu nisi, umanosli, menat kosi, b'yom ekra, b'yado, afkid ruchi, b'yet ishan, b'ya'ira, v'iruchi, gaviyati, Adonai li, shelo ira.
Page 6.
Page 6?
Oh, 4. The other 6. Yeah, one that says 4. Vaykalu hashemayim va'aretz v'kol tzva'am v'yakol Elohim v'yom hashvi malachto asher asah v'yishvot v'yom hashvi v'kol malachto asher asah v'yavarek Elohim et yom hashvi v'yakadesh oto v'yivo shavat v'kol malachto asher bara Elohim na'aseh.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kadsho v'yahava uvratzon hichilanu. Zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher l'tziyat mitzrayim, ki vanu b'charta, biotanu kidashta, mikol amim, V'shabbat kodecha, b'yahava uvratzon, inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mikadesh hashabbat. Amen. Lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you, Lori.